Using the laser level on all panels means that they will not only be perfectly straight, but will also stop the potential for the graphic to track off. Using painter's tape is a good way to lock the panel into position once you have the alignment set. When the whole panel is taped into the correct position, create a hinge about half a meter down from the top of the wall. It's a good idea to use 2 or 3 overlapping bits of masking tape to make sure that this hinge doesn't move. With the hinge now holding the whole panel in the correct position, you can carefully slice the painter's tape so that you can use that for alignment. Carefully fold the liner in behind the printed graphic, trying not to move your hinge. It's a good idea to flatten the liner out so it doesn't create outward pressure on the graphic. Move your printed graphic into the correct position, but a few millimeters away from the wall. This will make it much easier to apply. Use overlapping squeegee strokes so you don't get bubbles. Turn your squeegee horizontal and press hard into the top edge. Trim off the excess material and give it one more pass with the squeegee to make sure it's properly stuck down. With the top panel in position, you can now remove your hinge. When removing the liner and working down the panel, it's a good idea to move in half a meter sections. This will make it much easier to keep alignment. If you're using a removable wall graphic and the panel slightly goes out of alignment, it's very easy to reset that piece. Towards the bottom of the panel, you will start to have a lot of backing liner. It's a good idea to roll this up into a tube, and you can also use this to hold the graphic away from the wall for easy application. Depending on the film, you may notice that your marks no longer align horizontally. The film will slightly stretch as it's being applied. As long as your application technique is the same on all panels, the stretch should be even and it should still line up. Make sure the graphic is applied correctly to the very edge and trim the excess film. To go around a raised object on the wall, apply the vinyl flat straight up until you reach the object. Apply the vinyl tight to the first edge of the object, and then trim to that first side. For this particular raised object, it's very close to the edge of the panel. We can now make sure our joint alignment is straight, and then apply the graphic horizontally towards the raised object. Once the graphic is now applied hard up towards the object, we can trim on that line again. You can then repeat this technique for all other corners that are needed. The technique is the same for large or smaller raised objects, with typical ones being power points and light switches.